Why does nobody talk about this moment in Poppy Playtime? No, not me in a maid outfit, but the fact that Poppy says this.
Did you kill her? Good. I'll board the train. We need to leave.
It's almost like she's in a trance. You see, while everyone is focused on the prototype being a possible jester in the upcoming Broken Things chapter, it's this moment that keeps me up at night theorizing on just one major question. Is Poppy good or bad? And I have the answer. Hear me out. Hello and welcome to the first edition of Please Sir, can I have some more game theories? Why yes, I'm tossing my name into the hat alongside the greats of game theory, Sheep Rampage, Rightos and others to give you more food for thought on just what the hell is going to happen when Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 finally releases. So let's start with something that I believe will hold a lot of weight in the upcoming game. These Poppy heads. There's a lot of them. We know that the game franchise is called Poppy Playtime, which is similar to the naming of Five Nights at Freddy's. You know, putting a main character's name in the title as a hook. And Freddy, for all intents and purposes, is a bad guy.
What the is this?
Until retconned in later games and theories. I'm looking at you, Scott Cawthorne. Only problem is, we don't know if Poppy has the player's best interests at heart or not. There's various moments in Chapter 4 where we find out that Poppy abandoned some of those in the safe haven.
What's Poppy doing here? I don't know, they just let her in. Why? That's inviting a whole lot of trouble we don't need. I mean, how do we even know we can trust her this time?
In fact, we see it at the very end of Chapter 4 when she runs away from not only us, but Kissy Missy too.
I can't go back in the case. I can't. I'm sorry.
But that again is up for debate. What I think is very evident, however, is that these Poppy heads tell us just what the hell is going on with the prototype, aka Experiment 1006, which is very disturbing. We know that the prototype has been taking the bodies of damaged and deceased toys and making them part of his exoskeleton. That's if Mummy Longleg's statements are anything to go by.
It'll make me part of him.
But what has also come to light is that the prototype has full control of the Playtime Co. floor, which has all the surgery equipment as seen in these recent trailers. And old mate Prototype seems to be quite proficient in medical procedures, especially when we realize that Poppy Gel is in abundance. Like Fam could start his own Starbucks with this stuff. And if you don't know what Poppy Gel is, I got you. Poppy Gel was teased via this note in Chapter 2, where we learned this mixture was made to bring dead organisms back to life. So with that in mind, we can see a different light to the prototype's mission, rather than what Poppy is implying. For instance, we caused Huggy to fall to his death. We then see him alive and well at the end of Chapter 4, perhaps due to the prototype operating on him and bringing him back to life, which all these poppy flowers are indicative of when we see them. An abundance of Poppy Gel, and also remembering the fallen toys like the poppy flowers symbolize in World War I with the military. We are responsible for murdering Mummy Longlegs in a grinder, but the prototype takes her away to possibly operate on. We electrocute and burn Catnap alive before the prototype puts Theo out of his misery and takes him with them. Was this self-defense on our behalf? Definitely. Did we have a choice? No, I cannot deny that. But put yourself in the shoes of those who are attacking us. They see us, a former worker who was responsible for the Bigger Bodies initiative of turning kids into toys, alongside Poppy, who had apparently abandoned the children in their time of need, coming back into their house. And if we look into the past of the prototype, they actually surrendered themselves to Playtime Co. after escaping their confines for one unbelievable reason: to save Theodore, aka Catnap, a child who had become friends with Experiment 1006 but electrocuted themselves on a grab pack. This being has compassion. While we can blame him for concocting the Hour of Joy, according to Poppy, he never actually kills anyone that we know of. He is like the leader of a rebellion to those who have done them all wrong. So what's this all got to do with the Poppy heads? Well, this new chapter is called Broken Things, and it seems to me that the prototype is clearly experimenting on broken toys, you know, to fix them. And Poppy is clearly broken. Remembering when I said that this moment always played on my mind? It's because that Poppy isn't Poppy.
Did you kill her? board the train. We need to leave.
She is a being that is operating on survival and coming to terms with the fact that she doesn't have many more allies. This glass case, which was once her sanctuary, is no longer protecting her. She is the Pope without her Pope-mobile. So, when a fresh-faced bamboozled worker wanders in, she sees opportunity, but maybe not without some drugging.
You opened my case.
The poppy gas, as demonstrated by Catnap, makes people see nightmarish versions of their own reality, a weapon that could be used to curb people's ideology through fear. And what happens at the very beginning of Chapter 2?
Wake up.
Poppy is telling us what to do after a haze of nightmarish visions,
Sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
much like what she's told us to do for the entirety of every chapter, apart from one. We aren't working for Playtime Co. We are working for Poppy, and we can't say a thing about it, literally. Which is why I believe that this chapter will bring a version of every single one of the toys we've helped destroy come back in some way or another due to the prototype's experimentations on broken things. Because as they say, there are three sides to the truth: Poppy's truth, Prototype's truth, and the actual truth. And this is where my theory comes in on what happened in Playtime Co. before we, the player, arrived there. I believe that there were multiple Poppy playtimes, much like there are multiple Huggies in the Chapter 2 test. I also believe that the reason there were multiple Poppies is because this was to protect the one true version. The version that holds the secret that both the Doctor and the Prototype talk about finding in Safe Haven.
You know I'm still your best shot at cracking that secret. If I weren't, you would have already killed me. A sound observation.
Yes.
You have made yourself useful. Provide me more options. I will try.
Again.
Of course.
But
You are stalling. Worse. Remember,
your usefulness.
is the only reason you were not stripped for meat and spare parts.
What is that secret, you may be asking? Well, if we look back at this original teaser for the game, we see it in all its glory: a voice box, a device with a recorded voice that holds the very secret inside the original Poppy.
I wish you were here, Dad. I could really use one of your talks right about now. You know what to say. When you were running this place, you always knew what to say. I miss you.
A recorded voice that has the exact formula for how to make the Poppy gel work correctly rather than bring things back to life before they start to decay and go feral.
You just can't dwell on it. The trick is to stay focused. Besides, if Grace's treatment plan here works, 1188 won't be feral for long.
With all the other decoy Poppies gone, as seen with their Poppy heads, the original is the final Poppy left, and the Prototype knows that she has the physical secret inside of her, which explains why he's been practicing on all these other experiments in the meantime, to prepare for the day where he can get his claws on the actual prize, immortality, and an actual reason to play God. Let me know what you think. Sound off in the comments and sub for more. I want to know what you think. Peace.